let me de-influence you. I see all these girls like, how do I date an athlete? Or, oh, I want to be a wag. Once I went on a date with this guy who happened to play professional sport for a living, and he picked me up, was really nice. As we sat down at the restaurant, he pulled out a list on his phone, and this was like a scroll of a list. And I'm thinking, what does this list entail? This list was 101 things that men can do to be considered homosexual. And while I sat and ate, this man read this list off to me. After, my first plate of sushi, I just straight up said, what is the purpose of you reading this to me? Like, what am I going to say to this? Like, do you have something to tell me? What happened to, hey, what do you do? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? Why are you reading me off this list? And then I was just like, stop reading the list. Just stop reading this because it's getting weird. So he stops reading the list. The next conversation made me even more mad. He looked me dead in my face and was like, I have a preference for like toxic women, and you give that. And I asked, like, what about me gives that? What gives that? And he was like, you just give like spicy Latina. I'm not even Latina.
Bro, I was just thinking, I was just like, Latina? Maybe I don't know my colors. Maybe I need to go back to kindergarten and learn my colors because it's not giving Latina, boo. I was like, I thought she was black. Look at her wave pattern, bro. Like, what is going on? That is funny, bro. It would be funny if she wasn't black. And I'm over here like, I thought she was black. I mean, color don't matter. But that's real funny, though. Yo, that is wow. He was trying to tell, I don't know if he was trying to tell you something. He was trying to tell himself something. He was trying to convince himself he wasn't something it sounded like. Because, honey, what? That's an interesting read. And I'm surprised she let it last as long as she did. Shoot, if the food free, I'll listen to whatever you got to say. Shoot. Yeah, how many times I've been taught to go into those timeshare things at freaking Vegas? I'd be like, free food? I can do this. How many hours? 3 hours? I'm gonna get fed the whole time. I can do this. So yeah, Fred, I see you. But no, that was real crazy that he was just like, you look toxic. What gives toxic to you? What on my face? What? Oh, my color. My color gives toxic. Okay. You giving toxic with everything you're saying, everything you're doing, because that is crazy, bruh. I used to be like, yeah, I'm toxic, but now I don't even claim that. I don't even want that energy. I mean, there's some things that could be a little interesting or considered that, but I don't even claim that energy no more. Like, nah, I'm good. But that's real wild, real bold of him. The audacity. Like, wow, friend. I would have left. I would have ate my little sushi and left, honey.
Never ever let a man come over to your house after the first date, and if you used to do this, you'll never do this ever again after hearing this story. So this young girl goes on a first date with this guy she's never met before. They go for dinner and she's having a great time. No red flags. He's not weird, he's not creepy. She doesn't feel alarmed in any type of way. The dinner goes fine, and then eventually at the end of the dinner they part ways and she goes home. Just to note, throughout the dinner he did not hint or insinuate in any shape or form that he wanted to go to her place afterwards because he was such a respectful guy. Right, but when she did get home, she was a little bit surprised when he called her saying that he needs to come over to her place because he can't find his keys and his flatmate is not picking up the phone. And because he seemed like such a genuine guy and such a sweet guy, there was no green flag, like he paid for the dinner and all of this stuff, she let him come over just to kind of help him out while he waits to get through to his flatmate. So he comes over and they're chilling on their couch, having a good time. Nothing was weird. She had no weird vibes. Like, he seriously was like a normal guy. And eventually it did get really late and she was like, hey, you can sleep on my couch while you figure things out. I'm gonna go to my room and go to sleep. And for some reason she had this gut feeling, like this gut intuition that literally just said to her, lock your bedroom door. So on this one occasion, she never ever usually locks her bedroom door, but on this one occasion she locks her bedroom door, because let me tell you, a woman's intuition never lies to you. She knocks out, she goes to sleep. A couple of hours pass and she hears a few knocks on her door, and it's him, and he's just asking her for a charger, but she had this instinct to not open her door and go show him the charger. So she literally just yelled from her bed and was like, the charger's in the kitchen, go help yourself. Says thank you and goes silent, and a couple of minutes go by. At this point she's just like, fine, he's got the charger, he's doing his business. But then he knocks on her door again and he's like, hey, this iPhone charger is not working. Can I come in your room? Like, do you have a charger in your room that I can use? Alarm bells are ringing in her head. And she's like, why does this man want to get in my room so badly? So she basically called the police. He did not know at this point that she actually phoned the police. He had no idea the police were coming. And then eventually she hears the police come, knock down the door. There's a lot of commotion going on in the living room. And then a couple more moments and a couple more minutes go past, and the police eventually knock on her bedroom door saying, hey, it's the police, you're safe, you can now come outside. When she walked out her bedroom door into the living room, everywhere was plastered up. There was plastic sheets covering all the furniture, and there was a box of power tools, hammers, axes, drills, like you name it, screwdrivers, just a box of just tools there in her living room. If she did not use her womanly instincts, she would have been gone. She would have been gone. And it's just so sad that there are men, and they are disguised. There are men that are disguised. They show this friendly, outgoing, showing all the green flags, knowing the right things to say. But they are just most horrific, nasty people. He was so prepared to unalive her that night. Babe, if you have listened this far, I cannot stress enough. Never, ever, ever let a man come home to your house on the first date, because you don't know who this guy really is and you don't know what he's capable, and God forbid this ever happens to you. So make sure you tell your girlfriends and you make this as a mental note that you will never, no matter how sweet, how convincing this guy is, he's not coming home with you.
That part, my mom told me this story. I've heard this story many times before now. Many times. But my mom told me this story the first time I heard it. I think last year. I think she told me this. And then I just keep on hearing it. Which I'm going to keep it in this lineup because people need to hear this. Like, hear this for real. Like, we have our rules. We have our rules. And I feel like people are not listening to us when we say our rules. But our rules, don't let them come over your house on the first date. Meet somewhere in public where there's a lot of people, a lot of eyes. Like, these are things, like, we have these rules, and I need people to keep on hearing it and be mindful and everything. I really don't feel like we really have to, like, and it's crazy that we're conditioned like this. Like, women have to be extra, extra safe. And I understand that it's not just men that are crazy. There are crazy women out here. Have you seen all the Netflix documentaries? Got it, hear it. But it seems like with men, it's just extra. Like, what is going on? They don't take rejection well, so you gotta be extra safe. Like, you gotta be safe to their feelings. Like, sometimes guys just don't get it at all. And I understand it's also women too that can be crazy. Got it. I just feel like sometimes I could be wrong. I could be biased because I'm a woman. We just gotta be extra careful. Just extra careful. Everyone should be careful though and mindful. But yeah, that right there is crazy scary. My question that I just thought of is, how you not hear that plastic? So he just plastered your whole house and you ain't hear that plastic? Nah, friend, but I'm really glad she was safe. It was God right there. Like, you, woman intuition right there. I feel like that's just a direct connection with God. Woman intuition is that direct connection. Like, hey, listen, that little voice in your head is God. I already made a video about this. Y'all know how I feel about that little voice. It saves lives, honey, literally. But yeah, be safe out there. Allow people, like, if you go on dates with somebody, let somebody know that you're who this person is. Like, like anytime I set my sister up on a date, or she says she's going on a date, I'd be like, what's their name? Because I'm already doing a background check on them, like, completely. Make sure you send your address. Let somebody know where you are, who you with. the time point. Like, be extra safe and extra aware of your surroundings. Please be safe out here, ladies and gentlemen. Be safe, please.
This might be the craziest dating story I've ever heard, so buckle up. I was an incoming freshman going into college. I had no intention of getting into a relationship. I'm not going to say the school I went to, but I was approached online by this guy and we hit it off, and he said he was going to be an incoming freshman at the college I was going to. Like I said, we hit it off, exchanged photos, we even talked about dating to an extent. Nothing got too serious until, out of the blue one day, he asked me if I ever considered cutting my hair short. Always had long hair. It was even longer than this. So out of the blue asked me, hey, would you ever consider cutting your hair short? I kindly told him that I'm proud of my long hair, I don't want to cut it short, and I didn't think much of it until he literally started begging me for weeks after to cut my hair short. This is where it gets creepy. He would start sending me photo collages on a daily basis of me with different hairstyles, with me with short hair. Once a day, he'd give me lectures about how it's good to donate hair to charity. At least once a day, at least. Keep in mind, I'm about to go to school for 4 years with this person that I haven't even met. I actually get so annoyed, and I told him that's not up for discussion anymore. I'm not cutting my hair, but I agreed to a date with him. This is where it just... So the date happens and he immediately starts acting so hostile. He was slouching, giving one-word responses, just acting so weird. Well, he ends up apologizing, telling me that he just gets really nervous on first dates. That's normal, it's okay. Until he asks to touch my hair. I immediately told him, no, you cannot do that. I was so uncomfortable. And then guys, he says, and I quote, dang, I was really hoping you would let me because I even brought scissors to cut it. By this time, I was freaking out. I was texting my friends like, what the heck do I do? I'm in this really bad situation. And he pulls out these scissors, starts walking towards me. And these aren't just normal scissors. He got professional hair quality scissors. At this point, he's coming at me with these scissors. I'm backing up slowly. There's nothing going through my head besides where do I go? Like, where is the exit? I saw some stairs in like the corner of where we were, and I bolted up those stairs like freaking Usain Bolt. And was he actually gonna cut my hair? And then he has the audacity to do this. This man sends me an email telling me how I'm selfish, how I'm horrible. Oh, and then it gets crazier. That styling and cutting my hair meant so much to him that he's sorry, but he can't physically be attracted to a woman that doesn't meet his needs. I'm not joking. I cut this man off instantly. I don't even reply to this freaking email. Well, I later found out that he had been offering other girls in our dorm free haircuts as a way for them to save money and hopefully get into a relationship. And then his roommate got in contact with me. He was keeping all of the hair that he cut off from the girls in a box under his bed. I wish I was joking. Yeah, keeping them under his bed. I don't know where this man is to this day. Hopefully he's getting help. Ladies, if a man is trying to get romantically involved with you but is asking to cut your hair or touch you in any way, just leave and report him because that's not normal.
Yo, her eyes are really pretty. She got that type of chin that make you be like, come here, girl. Mwah. Mwah. I got that chin too. Just be like, mwah. But yeah, this sounds very familiar. This sounds like that story. I don't know if I was I don't know who I was watching it. If we watched together, I don't know. I watch a lot of scary stories, you guys. So many. That's why this is a thing right here. This is why I'm reacting to stories, because I watch this all the time, scary stories, and I need y'all to be here with me. There was this story I heard, I don't know where, but it was this guy. He was a hair cutter. He was a professional hair cutter, and this girl would come to his hair salon. And one day, after getting her hair cut, she went to the bathroom and sees that he has a box and with baggies of her hair, like her name on it and everything. And she's just like, what the crap? Why do you have this? And he starts, like, she actually confronted him and they started texting back and forth, and he started like being crazy about it, everything. Like, you have to come back to me, this and that. It was crazy. This what makes me, sounds like this person. Like, this is the same guy, but that's when he was a child. This story is when he was in college, and that other story is when he grew up. He grew up to be this creep. He's still doing this, collecting hair, bruh. That is crazy. It made me think of when I first heard, before I made the connection of the two stories, that this is the same crazy ass person. It made me think of he gonna do some voodoo on your ass. Like Judy. Y'all remember Judy from Bad Girls Club? He was about to do some witchcraft or something. I don't know. That was weird. Or maybe he was just, weird and creepy. Like the guys I just warned y'all about the other video. I was just like, yeah, it's not just guys. I was trying to find an example of the difference between men and women, and this story came. Guys are creeps. There's a lot like, okay, girls are crazy, but guys are crazy and creeps. Like, it's a double hitter. Like, what the freak is going on? Because, like, what else could it be? If you wasn't doing witchcraft or voodoo, what you doing? Just smelling? Just smelling her hair? Is that better? Yeah, like, that's still weird and creepy. It's just like, what? Like, or like that other, what was it on American Horror Story, where he was collecting body parts of other people so he can put them all together to make his dream person. That's not any better either. Like, what the crap, bro? Like, when it first started, this story first started, I was thinking, okay. So he's controlling, or maybe he's trying to make you into an ex that got away, the one that got away, and he's trying to do that, or like mold you into this person, basically still molding you into this person. And then he says, yeah, if you ain't this, then we can't be together. Like, that's just real wild and controlling. I'm really concerned, friend, that you decided, oh, let's have a date. No, if someone shows you who they are, believe them, rest in peace. Because what? Trying to tell you something there, friend. Nah, I wouldn't have went on a date with him. It would have been the end of the conversation, because you ain't about to change how I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna do my hair how I do my hair. I really don't care what you have to say or comment on anything I do with my body. That's cute. Like, I already been with somebody who was trying to control my weight, and I'm just like, I've never been concerned about my weight as a person. Other people are concerned about my weight. Me, I'm just like, I'm who I am. Like, I literally can be like fat on Monday, and then by Friday, I'm gonna be like, oh, bitch, you need to eat. You mean, like, I'm gonna look skinny as heck. That's just how my body is. That's how my metabolism is. I go up and down, and I don't care about it. As long as I'm healthy and I can move and go upstairs all day, because that's usually what I do all day, is go up and downstairs, I'm completely cool with it. I walk so much in my day job, that it's just like, I'm not really concerned. So I just don't commend anyone trying to control you, your body, any of that. They need to accept you for how you are, who you are. If they can't, deuces, bro. Peace out, because what are we doing? Love yourself. Because how the hell you gonna love anybody else? RuPaul, I'm just quoting everybody today, bro. Everybody. But yeah, like this video, follow all the creators, and subscribe.